The loss of a loved one is obviously a life-altering experience. For one Sylvan Lake resident, the tragic loss of a child helped to inspire a project that not only changed her life, but the lives of countless others around the world. After the tragic loss of her daughter Maya in 2007, Monty Must of Sylvan Lake worried that her daughter's story and the light that she brought into the lives of all whom she encountered would not live on. Months later, Monty was approached with the opportunity to meet survivors of one of history's greatest tragedies, the Holocaust, and embark on a special project, one that would soon take her on quite an amazing journey.
So here I am, just totally devastated that how am I going to remember my daughter? The way that she smelled, the way that she talked, the way, just little things about her. And just about this time in 2007, this time of year, somebody had approached me, maybe it was in March, and they said, you know, would you like to come to the Jewish Community Center and photograph Holocaust survivors, you know, people, kids sitting on their laps, you know, kind of like Santa. And I said, no, that's not anything that I could do. And I went to bed that night, and all of a sudden it was like, I woke up and I thought, I can't do that. But I would love to work with Holocaust survivors because they have had these devastating experiences. And if they could go on living, then perhaps they can teach me and show me how I can go on living.
From that moment of epiphany, Monty embarked on a journey to tell the stories of Holocaust survivors through photographs in Living Witnesses.
Living Witnesses is a portrait book, a series of portrait books, and they are a way to memorialize and legitimize and tell people's stories so that people remember not only things that happened in the Holocaust, but it is a way for people who didn't know anything about the Holocaust to learn the stories that actually happened, and for these stories to continue on so that people don't forget.
The book was a massive success, both showing and telling these stories of perseverance and strength. Soon after, Monty took Living Witnesses on the road and made a version of her book on survivors in Chicago.
I started getting requests from different cities, and everybody in different cities around the United States, and they would say, you know, will you come to our city? Our city has the most Holocaust survivors that there are. Anyway, so we settled on Chicago, and so we were going to go to Chicago and photograph Holocaust survivors that lived in Chicago. And I came back and I said, you know what? We're going to do a book of the United States. All these different cities are calling us, and we're going to do cities all around the United States.
Living Witnesses did not end after Monty traveled the U.S., and instead took her all over the world, where Monty continued to utilize her incredible skill behind the camera to portray the lives of real people, real tragedy, and real living witnesses.
Isaac is holding his portrait of his family. His entire family was gone. Sarah here, Bialis, she is in Berlin, and the reason that these Shabbat candles are here with these necklaces had a story. This is Jeffen Weiner. He is a violinist, and his whole story had to do with gypsies, and because of course the gypsies and the Jews, they were in the same boat, and he learned songs from the gypsies. This man here, I met him while I was in Krakow. We had gone to Poland, and we had gone to the Jewish Community Center there. And this man, who is actually from Boston, he was visiting, and this is the street that his mother lived on. So he was going to go visit the house that he grew up in. This woman here, the reason that she's holding pearls is she was a twin. Her name is Helen. And Mengele had done experiments on twins. And so it was her and her twin sister, and she told the whole story of what was going on. 2 weeks before I did this portrait, her twin sister had died. So I photographed her holding pearls because her twin sister's name is Pearl. And Hugo Marome, who was, he was my go-to guy in Israel. He just passed this last November. And he is the man that designed the airports in Israel, and he designs airports around the world. And he was just a bigger-than-life personality.
Beyond the photographs is a lesson, one that Mani did not learn in the wake of her terrible loss, but across the journey of life and through the story of others, including a personal touch of wisdom from one particular survivor who understood what Mani felt and the journey beyond loss.
And as I was leaving, she turned to me, she said, "Mani, by the way," she said, "I want you to know something." And here, she's lost a daughter. She's a Holocaust survivor. You will find joy again. And I left, and I thought, there's no way. But she was right. I think you have to take whatever talent you have and help people, however it is.
Reporting for The Splash, I'm Tyler Kieft.